Hi everyone, welcome to Curated by Becta's Meal Kit number 135 for February 9th to 11th, and also for the first week since last year, Mose Marie meal kits for February 11th. Thanks for ordering this week, and thanks for letting us be a part of a special celebration at home or at your chalet. We've got a terrific menu for you tonight. These are a couple of Chef Rich's classics. And I've gone ahead and get started. The video is going to be short. The cooking time is a little bit longer, but you get the oven going at 450. You want 2 baking sheets. This is if you're doing it like me, where you're doing the appetizer main course at the same time. I really recommend that you do the appetizer first, enjoy it, then do the main course. But I want to keep the video tight, so we're doing it together. So 450, 1 baking sheet has parchment paper, and that's for the broccoli for the appetizer. And the other one is with tin foil because we are going to be broiling the duck. And we had one customer whose parchment paper actually caught on fire at 450 degrees. So we're going to skip that. It's a little harder to clean up, but at least we're not going to catch your place on fire. And that is for the carrots. We're going to toss them in some neutral oil, canola oil, or grapeseed oil in my case, with salt and pepper. Season the duck with salt and pepper and put everything in the oven 15 minutes. We're going to take the carrots out after 15. We're going to turn it to broil. I'm going to take the broccoli out after 15 and plate up the appetizer while the duck is broiling. So we want to get a pan to medium-high heat, a non-stick pan, medium size, and we're going to do 1 tablespoon per person of neutral oil, again, grapeseed oil in my case. And as soon as that gets up to temperature, we're going to pan sear this delicious halloumi cheese. It's from Greece, from Cyprus, and so I had to get a great Greek white that I found recently to share with you guys. For those of you who were able to order the wine pairings in Quebec, I'm sorry that you are not at Mose Marie, but I do make recommendations to Chez Malo, and I hope that you picked up some of the great Chez Malo wines from there. So this wine is Milonas, and it's delicious. It's briny and salty from all the salt water in the Mediterranean. Beautiful citrus fruits, a little bit of nuttiness, earthiness. And it goes great with seared halloumi. All right, so we want to do this for about 2.5 minutes per side. So I'm going to get a spatula out so I can flip it. And bring the ingredients to room temperature. Put that in there. Don't forget these boxes that everything comes in can either be recycled if there's not stuff in it, food remnants, or composted if there is. So I do sort of a combination. Okay, so medium-high heat. We want to get a nice little brown on each side. I've also got our lentils going on medium-low heat with 1 tablespoon of butter, unsalted butter per person, and then some salt and pepper. We always use unsalted butter in our restaurants because you can control the amount of salt that you have in there. Plus, it's fresher butter. Typically, they use salt to preserve butter for a longer period of time, and so it's just better butter to use unsalted. All right, I'm seeing some brown going on, so I'm actually going to flip this a little bit early, and I'm going to turn the heat down. Maybe my gas heat done a little more, because I want to warm it up through, not only just crisp it on top. And so we can go ahead and get the muamara going on the plate. This is a lovely red pepper spread from the Middle East, and beautiful with a halloumi cheese. So put it down and then just spread it out around the base of the plate. This is looking good. Tonight is a weird night. My wife is away on a work trip, and my son is working. So I'm eating by myself tonight for the first time since we've done these meal kits. And my son, after he gets home from work, is always very hungry. He works at a competitor restaurant. And so, because he didn't want to work for dad, which is totally cool. I like that. And so he's always hungry, and he'll be able to reheat this later. But I'm going to make 2 portions because I always do. Okay, I want to get the nice golden brown, so I'm going to turn that off and make sure the lentils are going on nicely. The butter is melted and we're just warming up. Beautiful, fragrant lentils. Okay, so I guess we're close to plating the appetizer. Muamara's in a circle. Next, plate the broccoli on top, and then the teardrop peppers, and finish with the halloumi. So in the past, I've cut this in triangles. I'm going to try maybe one with and one without cutting into triangles, and we'll see how we roll on that. So let me grab a knife. All right. There we go. Turn that guy off. And I know I'm going to need a bowl soon to toss our carrots with the honey and the pickled pomegranates. All right, so this guy is a little bit bigger, so I'm going to try cutting that in triangles. Hey, Google, how much time's left on the timer? We're pretty close, but I think I can bang out the dessert in 87 seconds because it's not so difficult. We have a coconut cream pie with a lime chip and toasted coconut. See if I can move it over here so you can see. And I'm going to do the coconut first because the lime is so pretty on top. I think they gave me 2 portions worth of coconut chips. That's why we do the videos in advance, so that we can always adjust the quantities. Like they gave me too much lentils. We'll figure it out. And then the lime chips right there. All right, there's our lovely coconut cream pie with lime chip and toasted coconut. Very simple. It's actually a very simple menu. It just requires some time in the oven. All right, lentils smelling and looking good. I'm going to turn that heat down. I just want to keep it warm at this point now that I've reheated it and toasted them up. So broccoli is going to come out of the oven soon. Hey, Google, off. So this is where we go to broil. But before we do, let's take our carrots off the sheet pan, throw them in a mixing bowl. This is the same mixing bowl I used to put some oil and salt and pepper on them to begin with. Did I really do that? I put the duck confit upside down, skin side down. Thankfully, I'm broiling it afterwards. So make sure you do the skin side up. Hey, Google, set a timer for 4 minutes. So while the carrots are nice and hot, we're going to put the honey in. Again, they sent me with too much, so I'm not going to use it all. And same thing with the pickled pomegranate. They sent me with too much. So while it's nice and hot, we want it to get sticky. Pass that around. And because of all that delicious in there, the honey, it's going to keep it warm for a little bit. So I can move this off to the side while the duck is broiling. And then we can go to plate our appetizer. So sprinkle the broccoli down. I'm going to try a different thing than I've done in the past. I kind of plated it like an old school hotel last time in a big circle. We're going to put the broccoli all on one side and the halloumi more on top of it. And again, one batch is going to be a triangle or a couple triangles. We'll see which one looks better. And then the pickled teardrop peppers. You don't need to season the halloumi at all because it's got tons of salt to it and a little bit of spice. I like my triangle one. So there is our lovely seared halloumi with the roasted broccoli, the muamara, and the pickled teardrop peppers. All right, let's get ready for the duck. While that's broiling away, I'm gonna get the stickiness off my hands. And let's talk about the red wine, by the way. I love this one. This is a Syrah Cinsault blend from Perse Prud'homme in South Africa. They are an Ontario wine agent who partners with Radford Dale in South Africa to make this beautiful wine from Stellenbosch. And it's rich and spicy, but still bright because of a little carbonic maceration. So lovely acidity for the duck. The duck confit, because it's fatty, needs some fresh acidity to cleanse it up, and it's just gorgeous. I'm a big fan, and I use it anytime I can. All right, so this guy is off. Lentils go down first. Again, I'm experimenting with different plating styles, but I'm going to put these in more in a row. That is definitely the right amount of lentils. We don't need any more than that. Unless you were doing a cleanse or something. And then next up, carrots and pomegranate. Make sure to try to get some of the pomegranate on top because it's so pretty. And so I've got this slotted spoon, which is nice, so that you don't get all of that extra liquid. And I like the carrots and pomegranate more than my son does, so I know which plate that I am doing. And then we are going to put the duck confit there, but as soon as the duck comes out, you have this red sitar spice. I'm going to hit it with some salt and pepper because I forgot to season the duck with salt and pepper. I did the carrots, but not the duck. So I'm going to hit with salt and pepper and then put the za'atar spice right away. Hey, Google, off, so that it sticks to it. Let's see how the broil turned out. Oh, very nice. Don't forget to turn the oven off. I'm going to move it over here. Because the fat is nice and hot right now, this za'atar spice will stick. And you don't have to go crazy with this. This is a savory spice. It's not a spicy spice. But I might scale that back to 1 ounce because you really don't need that much. But what you will need is a good spatula to get this off. There we go. Lovely. And the final, and I'm only going to do this for one plate because my son's not home yet, so I'm not going to mess up his pretty plate with the tremula because it's better served room temperature. And plus, he probably doesn't like the green stuff as much as I do. That's what teenagers are like. So there is our gorgeous duck confit with the red za'atar spice, the roasted carrots with the honey glaze and the pickled pomegranate, and our fresh lentils. Ta-da! I hope you love this week's menu. Thanks for ordering. Thanks for being a part of it. And yeah, I'm just so grateful for your support. So cheers to you guys. Enjoy the cooking.